Good evening, for Enterprise fans, and welcome to the start of our community races after the recent Ebon Elixir League tournament. My name is Garen on comms. I'm joined in the booth by Vitasia, with Scarcer and Dubword on the tracking, and S-Grunt, our restreamer, who has also rolled this very fun seed. How are you doing tonight, Vitasia?
Not doing too bad so far tonight. Really happy that the community races are back. And of course, this leads up to, of course, club season. So this is kind of an interesting flag set that you put together for us, isn't it?
Yeah, for confession, a few days ago I was actually just, having a thought and figured, what if you took the two seeds, put them together, lit it on fire, and just threw it in the suggestion bin? To my surprise, it actually got pulled. So be careful what you submit sometimes. But yeah, this is trying to be a mix of Potion Party and Moonveil Mixer. It was modified just a little bit because my original thing was a little bit harsh. I originally had no Curse String on, and I had, no Force Magma on. We've had a little bit of Mercy on the runners, going to turn that on, but there's a bunch of boss hunts going on here. Uh, the theme is, of course, it's on fire. So Rubicant and Wyvern are there with Burning Mist and blowing up the cannon. And it looks like the four random objectives pulled were Sealed Cave, Kainazo, Dark Imps, and White Spear Altar. So this is going to be quite an eclectic set.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix of everything. Let's not forget also the no free key item check is on. So there's that fifth boss that we're on the lookout for. So it is a bit of a boss hunt. Which is kind of a throwback to last year's tournament flag sets. Um, so yeah, this is going to be super interesting. We got, five different boss hunts, four different objectives that we have to be able to do. Of course, some of them block behind key items, others not so much. Uh, and then, of course, we have to complete 7 of the 8 objectives in order to be. It's win game, right? It's not.
Yes, this is win game, so that's one thing the runners don't have to worry about. They have to worry about agility for Z, and, it'll make it a little bit simpler, I think.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that we don't have to worry about getting levels to Z, which is helpful because we also don't have sirens, and we aren't allowed to grind on random encounter experience. So, yeah, we gotta kind of make do with what we find. T Wildish up to tier 6 is around, so still heavily incentivized to go do those trap chests. It is K trap as well, so key items could be in those trap chests in addition to everything else. So this is indeed a great mix of our two most recent flag sets from the Ebland Elixir League, but it's all on fire. So well done, well
And
done.
and with Yang being the hero, it's not the greatest of heroes to find in terms of power, but for agility anchoring, not so bad. Orm right away with the Protect Ring. So, that'll help keep Orm alive.
So yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see what kind of power we find early. Yang, of course, finds power with levels, and the levels are the one thing we're probably not going to get on this seed. So great, love seeing a Yang hero. Yay, that's sarcasm, folks.
Let's see if any of our runners go off and do some early looting here, because, tier 6 is not quite as bad as tier 5 from the Moonveil Mixer, but it's not as great as the Potion Party was, even though it was all cash.
True. Still finding key items. Have a couple people checking the Chocobo chest. I like that. Just there's not going to be many good things there, but you just want to do it. Oh, I see a power shirt. I've seen an elven bow already. Looks like a
There,
alum also. Yeah.
Alum, and by the way, this is also sparse 80 with the treasure, so some of these boxes are going to be a little bit empty. You can see some nice things over there. I saw an elixir on someone, and cabins. That's a good find.
Lunar staff. I'm down with some lunar bonks if we don't end up finding any arrows for our elven bow right now. I mean, elven bow, power shirt, get some charm or mute arrows. You got yourself a murder child light.
There is a sylph if the radio shows up.
Black Belt Ninja? Oh my goodness, the
Well,
basement is loaded.
and we find a Rosa on Mount Hobbs with one being guarded by a DKC, and here DKC really can't do a whole lot against you.
Nope, this is no Freon. Like, do we have to fight this?
I believe I did put no free on with this one.
Okay, so that is a bit of a twist. Bosses like Dark Knight, who normally have a sequence to just end the fight pretty quickly, those scripts won't trigger. So things like the Dark Knight fight, you do have to continue on. Also, that means bosses that you could normally use, J items on, you wouldn't be able to use the J items on them either. So that does make things a little bit more difficult depending on what we find.
Yeah, and normally this would not be very threatening because 3 turns in a very big spot, not so bad, but there's no power here, and yeah, that DKC is chewing it up. Scythe is meanwhile going into the Antlion Cave first to give us a peek of what's down there.
I'm worried. It looks like this DKC is getting about 3 swings for every 1 on Yang, so I think Judge Joe might be in trouble here.
This is getting dicey. You get the Cure 2 off. And DKC did go down finally.
Ooh, that was close.
That is probably the longest DKC fight I've ever seen at this location.
But we do get a Rosa, which is a fantastic addition. All the white mages, I love a wind seed with 2 white mages. I can cast all the berserk.
Yeah, meanwhile, this is another rude boss to see early, a Mom Bomb at the Antlion spot with the extra 9,000 HP.
Thanks, game. We're certainly setting ourselves up really well here, aren't we?
And meanwhile, Fire is going to take on that DKC that we just saw earlier. And resets out of it because that didn't go so well in the setup. Our Goober is also going to give it a try. Things you'll do for Rosa.
I mean, yeah. Yes. There's very few things I wouldn't do for a Rosa. But I won't do that.
And speaking of, looks like Goober's also come back and try this later. Luca Key in the Antlion Cave. That is helpful considering the Seal Cave is an objective.
So that is one of our objectives that's at least crossed off as accessible right now.
And it looks like Judge Joe and Fiery are also going to try this Mom Bomb and get their Luca keys. This is going to come in and find the great news that there's a Rosa, but it's just a little challenging to get her.
So this early game has really just seemed, try to get everything that you can is, the same stops that we kind of typically expect. We have Antlion, we have Rosa that we were trying to get up on Mount Hobbs. no other dives into some maybe spicier locations. We're still waiting for Eblin. We're still waiting. We've seen Palom that is in Baron, but forgot which boss was there already, unfortunately.
It was either Ruby or Elm. I think it has to be Ruby because there's only one sprite, but I'm not sure. Which again would be helpful because it's an objective. Alright, so Scythe is giving this DKC a try. Still in it, and good news is all the runners remembered that No Free was on, because I probably would have forgotten that very early into the sea, even though I'm the one who wrote it. And Scythe is through.
Scythe gets through a little bit easier. Meanwhile, it does look like Fiery Blizzard's already in Fabul, although Judge Joe right there as well. So 2 runners about to do that. Of course, they've both already gotten the Luca key, so already, I mean, everyone's gone through Antline at this point in time, trying to get a few levels to really ramp things up, because not a lot of power early on in this seed, is there?
No, this is Team Squish to a certain extent, unless there's a heroin robe hiding somewhere.
I mean, we found a power shirt that's budget heroin robe. I mean, heroin robe that everyone can wear.
Yep, it's got the power, doesn't have the agility, but you know, you'll take it. And we see the King of the Summons, Bahamut, is sitting at a Fabul defense, rather, which is not a bad place to see it, because all you have to do is reflect the Mega Nuke, and it should be fine.
You know, realistically, we see Bahamut cast Mega Nuke more than we actually see Wyvern cast Mega Nuke, because we dodge the. I mean, we have Witchburn turned on most of the time.
Yes, and this, like I said, kind of necessary because it's a bad anchoring thing. You never know. And it looks like Adamant Rock is what is in the Fabul defense. Often objective, not this time. But it might give Yang a nice weapon there to power him up a little bit, maybe.
It would be fantastic. Although, as I learned in some of the races that happen, if you are depending on Yang to be your agility anchor, and he gets one of his weapons that has additional agility, oh my goodness, hang on, Zeromus is going to be a fast fight. Although that's not a worry.
Yeah, sometimes pedal to metal can be the way to go, though. You never know. Alright, it looks like Fire is going to give us a look at Sylvirus, see if there's anything useful hiding in the bushes or in the shops. There's a useless Siren in the bushes, can't really use it this time. Soma Drop, that'll be potentially useful.
Give Yang MP.
And meanwhile, the other 2 racers, Scythe and Goober, are finishing up their runs in Fabul defense. Looks like we're going to have to go either to the Baron Inn, to the Mount Ordeals, or to some cheeky Demas location in this set to find our underground access.
Well, realistically, when we have 5 boss hunts that we're supposed to go through, it makes a lot of sense to do all of your etc. checks. Check the Mist Cave. We've already seen a dip into the waterfall at this point in time. When we have to kill 7 of 8 and there's 5 boss objectives to go through, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, more than a 10% shot at any given location. Whoever got through that Bahamut fight and only used 1 Star Veil in the process. Scythe is going to be giving us the cheeky Flame Dog pet to see if he can maybe get that out of here, and maybe we'll also check the boss, see if there's a cheeky Demas hiding.
I like the check. I think we did see an Ice Claw on Yang, so hey, this Flame Dog might just be punched into oblivion.
Yep, and Judge Joe is going to do the same thing. He's going to run up the Tower of Zot and see what is there to be found. Just a water hag in the Mist Cave, so that's not anything we need to get.
Feels a little bad knowing that the trap chest is this deep into it, and of course it's the very bottom of it.
Yeah, the furthest one. Thank you, Seed. And yeah, it must have been an Ice Claw. That Flame Dog went down very fast. Magma Key.
Oh,
It's in Zot.
You are very happy to see that right there after that check.
It looks like Scythe is going to give us a peek at what the boss is over here.
Please no, I'm going to reset immediately, please. Thank you for me. Bye again. I see what you did there, S-Grunt. Does the S stand for sarcasm?
Alright. Looks like Briar's going to be out of the Tower of Zot now, and we're going to go and probably turn this Magma Key sooner than later, just see what's in the underground, get some free stuff.
You know, we mentioned, it was great heads-up play. Hey, we have this key item check, but considering we're just coming off flag sets where key items, I mean, we had to check just about all the K-traps pretty consistently in both flag sets. Not surprising we're seeing, 3 out of our 4 runners almost immediately go and check the Flame Dog chest.
And they are rewarded tonight because that is the easy underground access. Not that the hook is actually available as the only one underground because of the flag set. Scythe is going to give us a peek. This is the Ruby, which we had to defeat. And with an Ice Claw, this is going to be a one-shot.
In a seed where everything's on fire, I guess a, Ice Claw Yang certainly has its place, huh?
Yeah, that would be nicer to see that Ruby in a more rude spot, but, gotta be some freebies, right?
In before Dark Imps at, on the Giant.
Yeah, because there's no free, and you can't really do anything like the Hourglass them or Stone them or anything else like that.
Nah, I want them someplace punchy and mean.
Or Goober is looting out the Mist Cave. Not a bad play with it being wildish loot. Fire Blizzard is going to dive underground first. And Scythe and Judge are finding this Dark Elf is a little bit slow just because of the lack of power at this point, but they should have no problem getting through it.
I like this play by Lord Goober, by the way. It's a heads-up play to say, hey, by the way, I'm just gonna, cure everyone up, and then, by the way, use the White Chocobo to restore my MP. It's cabin on a budget.
Or tents, we haven't seen those either. And Lord Goobers are going to give us our ruby as well, and every runner will have completed this objective, I think, except for the Fiery.
Ooh, was that a Stardust rod that Fiery picked up?
I did not see it.
Of course, it is worth noting that the trap chest kit was enabled, so we do have 3 hourglasses at some point to burn on some of these trap chests that are lying around.
Yep, and we aren't going to be saving for bosses because you can't use them there.
Right, so we do have the popular choices, of course, 3 in Eblin Castle. There's also the warrior chest here down in the Fey March. There's also a ton of chests that you could possibly use them in the Sylph Cave as well.
There are 3 mute bells for the Sylph Cave particularly, and that Baron Inn is not that great, just a crystal for the key item. The real reward is the Palom. Hey, we can fight Z now, but Z ain't gonna play.
I recommend against trying to fight Z at this point in time.
Alright, so Byron's doing a little bit of shopping down here, finds ninja hats. That's very nice to make the party a little bit faster than that somewhat slowish Yang compared to some others. Chad is asking to let Z hit stuff.
No.
No flags at another time, unfortunately, for that one.
There are plenty of opportunities to let Z hit stuff. All you have to do is join one of the many community clubs that are out there. Go over to Discord and learn more.
I saw Sparkle there in the Fey March bosses from Fiery Side. I don't remember where else I saw it. It looked like either an octopus or a antlion. I don't remember which one, though. Kind of fast.
Either one of them would be absolutely fantastic.
Well, we're going to get another look at it here. Oh, it's dolls. Okay.
Okay, never mind. That's...
I saw red, and it's like, okay, what's red? It is a pale dim. Not what you want to see here with Team Low Power.
Newt.
Yeah, we'd want some arty bows and arty arrows for that one. Let's find cabins.
I'll take a dragon whip too.
I'm pretty sure we saw one of those earlier. We don't have ready to wield it yet.
Details. So help me out in this flag set. What characters are available? Are we on the Restrict 7 or is everyone available?
Let's see. Everybody is on in theory. It's not required that all 12 show up.
That looked like a clinical technician that Scythe Marshall showed us from the Job Dwarf.
Yes, it is a clinical technician. Fiery also just showed us that. Sork robe in here, good, along with a strength thing if you want to hit the budget ring for that Yang. Or Goober is trying out the Eblin trap chest, hoping to pull some good key items out of this. Failed in dude stuff. I'm sure he might be later on, but actually you won't because there's no reason to fight that.
That's right. Key items are only located in the key item locations and trap chests. So the summon spots, we don't give a doot about.
Not unless they got one of our bosses, and none of the 5 showed up in the Fey March. Womp womp. Oh, black belts are over here in Dwarf Castle. That's nice find. And Fiery's going to set up the Sheila check. And Lord Goober finds a white spear. It'll be nice if that cane shows up later on.
Would be nice, yes, but not quite there yet.
You get a bunch of levels on that party, so I'm trying to get Quake on the Quake Kid. And going back in for another chest.
I like it. I mean, you really need to check these anyway, so might as well do it when you're trying to get a few levels to really ramp things up. You got your Palom. I think the way it ends up setting up, if you life glitch 2 of the ogres and both of the cats, you can get Palom to Quake from level 10. I think I remember that right.
There's a crystal sword from Sheila 1. So now our runners are really hoping that Cecil shows up in this thing, and hopefully not at the end.
Ooh, there's an Artemis bow in Eblin Castle as well.
That is very nice for either that Rosa or that Quorum. And it looks like Lord Goober was using the last of the hourglasses to get these Mad Ogres to stop wailing on them. And Scythe Marshal is doing the warrior chest.
I think this is only the second trap chest. I think maybe
Oh, it's only the second
one queued up. I think Porum had one queued up, but then got knocked over immediately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. In this game, if you queue an item and the character who's going to use it drops, the item is used anyways.
So that's an unfortunate loss of one of those very valuable hourglass items on Lord Goober's side. That's gonna... He'll still get quite a few levels, but it's gonna put him a little bit behind.
Good use of the Assassin Dagger there to get a swoon proc on the Mad Ogres. And Fiery Blizzard is looking to finally start adding some characters to the party. Still, it just has the starting Porum and Yam.
Scythe Marshal is trying to use twin cast flares right now. I think, yeah, trying to get Palom buffed up to the point where if you bluff on Palom and then cast twin on Porum, it will still use...
Well, that was even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the magic is a little bit wonky at times. I think they're out of MP. Casting the Stardust might not be a bad idea here. It might also be more powerful.
Yeah, I think it's that level 10 Palom, unfortunately. Just not enough attack power, really, to take these things down.
Yeah, but that rod is a lot more powerful than that twin cast has been, unfortunately.
Joe is also on the same Warriors chest fight.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to use that Stardust Rod because it's probably the best option this party has for power right now. Light is 2 down. And Scythe is through.
A lot of fantastic levels for his party. 8 levels on Forum, 7 on Rosa, and yeah, Palom learns a lot.
And it's a pan. It is very nice to see before setting up the Sheila check.
So as nice as that Crystal Sword was, incentivize you to check some of these other locations first. Nice setup.
Yeah, because that pan, even though it won't get us anything when Bonk Young itself, it will get us one more check when we turn into Sheila. Pinktail on the Fey March. Okay, I must have missed that earlier. Joe is also through the warrior chest. We'll get the great news that there's a pan here.
Meanwhile, Lord Gooper is through the final trap chests in Eblin Castle. Did get the Twin Heart from the previous one, so that's a good heads up.
And the tower key.
Tower key. That's a big one.
Yeah, now, if you find the tower key early, you might want to just race it down there and check out that tower right now and see if it leads anywhere. Let's find an apple in one of the chests down here.
I think when you see that tower key and you've just got your levels, Palom is almost to Quake. I think that shines a gigantic beaming signal right to tower right there. The only thing that could make it any easier is if you had a Thunderclaw for that Yawn, just to get through everything, all of the 4 trap chests that are down there even faster. But you do, I think we have some lit arrows in addition to the Artie bow, so maybe just let Rosa hit things.
Yeah, and do the tower cannon room first. That might be enough to get to Quake if not quite there yet with the trap chests. No, Paladin is not going to be doing anything today, unfortunately. Uber is going to exit the town of Agar because one of the NPCs got in the way. And also looks like maybe not have the magma key yet.
So here's the first that we have not yet seen. Fiery Blizzard going up Mount Ordeals. Not a lot of incentive to go up Mount Ordeals. We have not found a Tella, nor have we found, a Cecil. Oh, but hey, here's something that's a little bit spicy. Lord Goober does find the Dark Imps, which is a required boss in the waterfall.
It's interesting. Did somebody peek that earlier and show it to us?
I thought they did and then reset out super quick, but I think the reset was so fast we didn't get a good peek, maybe?
I mean, it was might reset out because this is a fast spot and you're not going to be able to get it at 5 minutes in with this party. Meanwhile, it looks like the Magus Sisters are the first fight up on Mount Ordeals. That's a blank, unfortunately. But luckily, this spot. Oh, actually, I say not a whole lot of magic, but they're doing pretty good over there. Judge Joe is taking the tiny toad chest and has decided to mute all the frogs.
Yeah, no real damage is done out here, so you're happy to see this hit as opposed to something maybe nastier.
Like the two dark trees and the mobile sitting over there on Scythe's side.
Yeah, not terribly happy about it, but there is an hourglass queued up, so we'll get through it one way or the other.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Dia sitting here at the back spot of Mount Ordeal, so not a total bust to go up here.
No, that's certainly nice to see in the immediate time frame, so at least something to help us out. Oh, Lord Goober this is his last check, so he was checking all the trap chests. This is probably what I would say is a more traditional play instead of an early check, but the lessons learned from the past tournament, if you have the ability to check that Flame Dog chest early, do it, and ye shall be rewarded. Lord Goober is going to be the last one into the underground, at least on restream.
Yeah, Judge Otis found a silence staff in the tiny toad chest, so not a great find for the time it took to get through that.
Probably will reset out of that because you're not if you don't even want the experience from it, you want to save the mute bell so you can use it on those ghosts.
And we'll find the chest that Scythe is fighting right now. Scythe is through. Has Quake on Palom. Fiery Blizzard has dropped the D-Mist off the bridge. Not sure how that works with the Flying Mist Dragon, but details.
And another Crystal Sword. So confirmed Cecil is not showing up in this scene, right? That's the
or he's at the back of the giant, or somewhere silly like the package.
Judge Joe, with his fully online Quake Kid, finishes that fight slightly faster.
Earth Crystal is what is on the top of Mount Ordeal, so Ordeal has some value today, it looks like. And we have Dr. Luggage as the fight up here. Not a bad place to see it, not a lot of experience here. There's no experience here, there's not a lot of hit points.
No, and it's split up over 3 fights, so really you can just blow through it. It's just a matter of the fight being longer because it's split up and there's, of course, a bit of dialogue.
Yeah, but very safe fight for Yang as the hero fighting that even at a low level, and even better, no chance of poison block at the end because you get a full heal after this.
All of the holy swords, Sheila. All of the holy swords.
Oh. I think Cecil might be cheating on Rosa here.
Oh, that's some Game of Thrones stuff right there. Cheating on Rosa with Yang's girl?
I bet her Sheila's a bit of a klepto this time around. Every time the paladin visits, just steal a sword.
I mean, another Dark Knight left the black sword just lying around in the kingdom, so what's going up with, like, everyone Cecil adjacent just leaving cutlery around Fabul?
Either that or Sheila's trying a new form of utensil. Instead of using spoons for your soup, we'll use crystal swords.
I mean, they do the same attack damage to those onions.
Onion soup. And Scythe is going to go through Evelyn now and find the wonderful stuff that Goober found a few minutes ago. Goober is going to head into the underworld and see what he can find. Thinks twice about it.
So I kind of like to play wanting to make sure that you try to find your fifth character as well. Although at this point, I mean, we also know where that tower key is. So just waiting on, I guess Lord Goober's the only one who has that quite yet. But remember, Goober is also the last one to the underground. So just taking a much more methodical, kind of traditional route at this point.
Yeah, and the thing for Goober is he is high enough level, we could probably take on that dwarf castle right now, whereas the other runners kind of skipped it, at least initially. Judge Joe is just in there right now showing us that we've got Evil Wall. Apparently Luca likes to play with walls that have things coming out of them. It's kind of weird.
I'm not gonna lie, this boss did absolutely terrify me when I was a kid, and probably terrified most everyone else that I knew as well. It's just, gosh, between the music and those teeth, the teeth are the scariest part.
Even though it's like, I never even thought about it, but it's like, technically the game developers use the same trick twice because you already had a wall closing on you earlier in the game. You just have to fight it.
Yeah, but we didn't have a spare set of twins to stop it this time, so we had to. Like, we just couldn't just...
Well, you could have thrown Kane at it, come on.
Kane couldn't twin cast Stone himself.
No, but he could sacrifice himself while the rest of the party ran away.
I mean, true. That would have been nice. One more thing for us to hold over Kane's head. It's like, why didn't you sacrifice yourself, dude?
Because he had to steal the Darkness Crystal after we got it. That's the reason why, apparently.
Oh! Vanilla Esgrunt delivers. Double vanilla! Two scoops! Two scoops!
In a lot of our flag sets earlier, this would have been nice to see because Golbez was a required objective in the Moonveil Mixer. Not so much this time around.
Meanwhile, our other runners are currently opening up trap chests. Fiery Blizzard still only rocking 3 characters, has opted not to pick up that Rosa up on Mount Ordeals, or Mount Hobbs the entire time.
Did Fiery Blizzard check out Hobbs?
I don't know. If he just said, no, I'm good, and just kept on rolling. I mean, it certainly has had the power and hasn't really slowed him down a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't remember, because I know that DKC gave a couple of runners trouble earlier just because free is on, and when you have no HP, that's not easy to deal with. Alright, our resident comedian has knocked down everybody but Yang and Palom, but doesn't have a whole lot of magic power here, so should go down pretty quick. Yep, one shot there by the Quake Kid. And Riddy is going to get a bunch of levels off of this.
I imagine Joe wanted to wait to do Dwarf Castle until his Palom had enough levels, because I think he was ready to go maybe a little bit sooner, but Waiting until your Warpcaster knows Warp when we have a Warp Glitch seed makes sense for Dwarf Castle, except for we came preloaded with a Warpcaster right at the end there.
Yep, and in this splice it doesn't matter actually the sea doesn't matter so much because you have to go to the sealed cave anyways. So whether you wanted to wait for the warp or not. Let's see, Luca is having around her neck a sand ruby. So apparently must be getting into medicine over there. Luca's gonna be a doctor. And the darkness crystal is sitting in the sealed cave today. Another bit of vanilla. Last front row, triple vanilla in one spot.
All right, so right now I'm just double checking in terms of what we as an audience know. We've almost all runners have defeated Rubicon. We don't know where Wyvern is yet. We don't know where the package is to burn Mist, but we can destroy the super cannon. We can complete the silver cave, the sealed cave, and we can complete the white sphere because we know where the darkness is. We haven't seen Kinyatso yet, but we have seen the dark imps. So
yeah, we know where 5 out of 8 are.
Yeah, so we're boss hunts away. Really, if we want to just keep hunting for Wyvern and Kinyatso. But that sounds like not a whole lot of fun. So
No, and depending on where they are, I mean, well, it could be sitting in the package. That'd be, kind of on brand because you have to complete that. Actually, you have to just burn the village. You have to actually turn it in. If its character doesn't look all that appealing, that could be a bit challenging to the runners.
Well, actually, yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the things that if you're in a boss hunt and we do find the burn the mist package, that's the interesting part, I suppose, is that if that's your last thing to do, you just do it and then you don't have to wait through the ending cutscene. So
All right, and that was a nice rendition of the Birdo theme from Super Mario Bros. 2, and Fiery Blizzard is through and is going to find as a reward. Brinax. Left me hanging there for a bit.
yay, but I mean, and it's not even objective, but okay, you kind of have to do it anyway. Kudos to Fiery Blizzard for recognizing that, yeah, he could cast Quake. That Quake would probably do all of 1 damage, because this is a very high magic defense spot. So your best bet is just to, put your Elemental Claw on Yang and let Yang do what he does best and punch.
Yep. And meanwhile, Judge Joe's Gone to the Moon is just completed the hairdryer chest, and has found the Baron key. So it's 2 more boss checks, or access to 2 more boss checks at least, 1 more character check, and 1 more key item check. Okay, Karate Man is at hook 2, I'm being told by chat. And we got Plague at the top of tower.
Did someone help me out? Did Scythe Marshal end up checking any of the trap chests on his way up?
I don't think he did. I don't remember. The show is giving us a peek at cave value to see if there is value here today with a boss in our hunt. Looks like yes. Oh, this is a very rude spot to see that particular boss.
Kenyatso on the moon. He's very punchy, and also very fast in this particular spot. Can be a little bit difficult. I appreciate the gumption here, Joe. This is going to be interesting.
Punch immediately. Throws a silk web.
Yeah, he's already gathering the water. He's going to get this wave off before almost anything. And yeah, Joe decides discretion is the better part of valor here.
Yeah, probably want a few more levels on this turtle before you go take that on. Or I know that Fiery also found a cursed ring in the treasury, I think, for that Yang to slow him down a little bit and get you some more turns.
That being said, we're at about 49 minutes into this seed, and we are either a package or a wyvern away from no mode.
We have a bard on the lunar dais. We have no spoon. You're sad.
Yeah, it's better than an empty slot, but we don't have an empty slot, so sorry, Edward.
Hey, if Fiery Blizzard goes up there, I mean, Edward's joining anyways, because Fiery only has 3 character slots filled out. Looks like Scythe is checking the chest on the way down.
Okay, this is another kind of bold decision from Judge Joe. I appreciate this, Joe. Looks like he's going to go down and immediately check that White Spear altar. Or not?
Well, no, he's going to the Murasame altar first to see what's down here.
I mean, he doesn't know where the tower key is, so he's still looking for key item objectives, but remember,
but there's none here.
Yeah.
This is just a boss hunt peak, that's all. Finds guards, and they're not free here, so yep, there's a reset. Jojo's gonna go back in though and try the other route to the bottom, and Badger's gonna at least peek the White Spear and see what's there. It might be doable. I mean, it's got less HP than most of their spots, and is not quite as punchy as some of them. Lord Goober is going to take us the attempt now at Mount Ordeals. We'll find that he's got the Earth Crystal coming up. We have an antlion in the Tower of Zot.
I mean, not bad.
They're the worst places to find the antlion. Apparently, antlion has decided to Be about as close to them as you can be without being on it. Not a very rude spot comparatively.
Oh, and apparently Scythe Marshal did find the package on the first floor of Tower of Zot, so we are in no mode right now, folks.
Yeah, and Scythe did get a Legend Sword from having blown up the cannon, so that gives us a Yang weapon if Scythe wants to turn it in. Looks like he does.
There are so many enemies that you just can't magic your way through, and up to this point in time, Yang has been our only physical fighter, so I approve. Yeah.
This is an Ogopogo with the White Spear. If he's gonna be on the moon, this is probably the nicest place to see it, but that's also not fun.
I mean, if you have two white mages to keep heal up, and then you just let Yang hit things, I think you're in a good spot, honestly.
It does a Cure 3 on the Rosa. That'll help with that. You have a God Hand from the Forge.
Not even checking the Copal Shop Scythe Marshal.
Looks like Judge Joe had to reset out of that White Spear altar. I gotta rearrange it and give it another try.
Fiery Blizzard. Okay, found an edge. I'm wait, where was the edge?
That must have been the Tower of Zot, because that's just where he was.
Okay, so Edge and Sid looks like. So he has a little bit more muscle than anyone else right at the moment.
Well, he has muscle and he has an occupied space. So Joe is trying to get that Silk Web off on the Ogopogo. It will counter by Blazing. Alright, Fiery Blizzard is through the Dark Imps. Has go. And looks like check out the Evelyn. I'm going to turn to the Pinktail first, but without adamants on, that's not such an appealing idea.
I do like these hook chests. Two more trap chests to go ahead and do right at the moment. Still don't quite know. I mean, he has kind of some other pathways that he can do. Interesting to see how he's going to play this, though. We do know the answer, at least for a couple of the checks, is going to be in the Underworld at this point. Meanwhile, Scythe Marshal is going to chase down the completing the Sealed Cave objective at bare minimum.
Yeah, might get lucky with the daily double. There could be that Wyvern down here, depending. Wyvern is the only thing we don't know where it is yet.
Is Wyvern and Sealed Cave considered lucky? I mean, it's a combo, so sure.
I guess it depends on what the Witch Burn is in this case.
Retreat.
Vision would be there when they'd really be hoping to see here. We'll see if it's that lucky if it's here.
I mean, if you're gonna hope for luck, swing for the fences, guys. Green Pig.
Or go for second best or something like that. And Scythe will get his Darkness Crystal the regular way, unlike Judge Joe who worked to get that. I kind of designed the seed to be potentially Eve all the way through. I'm not sure we're talking about just this fight. It is an octopus, which is a little bit annoying because it's already fast spot, and that just makes it faster.
Luckily, it doesn't hit terribly hard here.
But it will hit somewhat often, at least until it loses a few tentacles. Judge Joe, going back to him on Ogopogo, has blinked up most of the party and has gotten through.
Judge Joe, first one with an objective on the moon already complete, so well done there. And
More Holy Swords
more
for
holy-
the Cecil that is not appearing in the seed, apparently.
Well, Fiery Blizzard might be showing us a holy man here directly. We have not seen whoever is in the underground here.
It is the other Lunarian, it's Fu.
I mean, I'll take it. Sure.
Any of ours would take getting Fu at this point. Fu will be pretty much maxed out spell list and can easily replace that Sid or whomever else you please. Scythe has completed the Octomab and has the Sealed Cave objective lit up. We'll start warping out. Joe is going to give us a few more face checks on the moon, see if there's a wyvern hiding out here.
Knowing what he knows, I can understand it since you're already up here. You're hoping that your gambit of doing the moon early pays off to lead into something else.
Ooh!
Yeah, that might be the fastest reset I've ever seen Joe do.
Well, Gauntlet at Mazumune Altar is usually a dream, but unfortunately there's no objective tied to it today. Man, if the Gauntlet had been required, that could have been really fun.
But you had to say everything is on fire and didn't put... Oh my goodness, yes.
Hey, there's no fire associated with the Gauntlet necessarily, that's why it's not there.
Meanwhile, I think we have reprise in the music.
We do, so I'll let you listen to a second time.
All right, Joe going back for another swing at the turtle. I don't know. I mean, there's the Thor Rage, but I don't know if it got queued up in time. I think the wave might be coming anyway.
Yeah, I tried to get a Silk Web off first there. Yeah, I did not get it off in time. And that wave is very punchy there.
Yeah, it's HP based, so you really gotta. You have to get the Thor Rage queued up first, then worry about slowing them down.
Yep. Fiery Blizzard found just a apple in the one trap chest in Upper Babel, and has found a Leviathan at the first boss spot. Not gonna take that. Joe's gonna give it a third try on the turtle because third time is the charm. Young barely survives that. Still good. Okay, this should be fine. I got the Thor Rage off in time. Scythe is through Golbez. As Lord Goober is going to take on Vigan and get through Zot, and Fiery Blizzard is going through the sealed cave.
I think you gotta throw the Thor Rage. Cannot count on Palom to get a Lip 3 cast fully completed, unfortunately.
And this may be too late to get the Thor Rage off, because that's... wave is already up. Oh, Lip 3 did get off, though.
Ooh, okay. And it did appear to be confirmed. So now just the next person has to go ahead and queue one up. Just queue it up, Rosa.
Ooh, she's a bit early. Palom will also cast the Thor Rage, though, to get safety in there. Because on this fight,
yeah,
it's really important. It's like, you gotta stop the waves. That's a job one. After that, it's like, you damage where you can.
Luckily, the wave damage is based on Kenyatsu's HP, and I think we've done enough damage to him between hitting that Lip 3 when he was vulnerable to it, plus all the extra Young punches. I think we got it.
Yeah, there's enough links up now, so from that, just has to keep making sure that, you know, nothing goes a little bit sideways here. Through 3 to Yang, that Yang will survive for sure. At 3, see if that was in time. Even if it wasn't, I think the party will survive. Hiding in the shell. Where is the Earth Crystal? Earth was in Ordeals.
Earth was in Ordeals. Of course, chat, we've been in no mode since about the 45-minute mark. We're just waiting on everyone else trying to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. Really, what it comes down to, and with all the objectives, everyone's pretty much beaten Rubicon because it was available early in Baron. No one's seen Wyvern. We're not worried about Wyvern. Right now, Judge Joe is the only one who has both seen Kenyatsu and is on his way to defeating him, and also done the White Spear, both of them up on the moon. We do have the package, which is in the tower, but not all of our runners have really done that. Fiery Blizzard, up to this point in time, is also the only one who's done the sealed cave, so that's worth noting.
I think 2 of our runners have done the sealed cave, actually. I think Scythe did it also, didn't he? And another crystal sword from the turtle over here. My goodness.
Yeah, I see it, Judge Joe. He's pointing out 3 Excaliburs, 3 crystal swords. The surest sign that Cecil is absolutely never going to make an appearance.
It'd be kind of funny if he's actually behind that package. We haven't seen the package check yet. Judge Joe is going to go to the giant. Really trying to find that Wyvern.
Either that or still looking for key items because there is a trap.
There is one. That's true. Oh, it was Pete. Okay, Tella. Yeah. The challenge with Tella is if that wyvern is behind that package, you're probably not going to go and take the time to get Tella.
Scythe Marshal now up on the moon. I don't think Scythe checked K value for the boss check. Just doing the objective right now.
Yeah, that's probably the standard play. Do your objectives first and then go face checking. And the trap chest in the LST are not on because King Moon is not on this time around, so they don't have to worry about anything in the LST, which usually has 9 trap chests, so little convenience of life there. The show is checking for the trap here.
Some good loot up here.
Another power shirt. And has found the last arm.
It's the reflected magnet. Swag.
Side is getting the good news about there being a nope noodle on the moon.
I could hear the air quotes when you said good news. How do you do that? Like, that takes talent, man.
Then what came to mind I can't actually say on stream, so I'm gonna just leave it aside.
I didn't actually see what the key item was that, or the item that Judge Joe found.
Air quotes.
Oh, he found air quotes? Okay, cool. Cool.
Yes, you can loot them. And resets out if I didn't even see what that boss was either.
Looks like
CPU.
orbs, yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, not there. You don't care if it's wyvern beyond there. You're not going for that. And Yojo Joe, Steve Cecil's waiting behind those orbs. You know it.
I mean, you can only make so many sword chucks out of crystal swords and Excalibur. So
you probably have a couple dozen, right?
I'm just saying, if we wanted to have a wacky flag where if you brought 2 crystal swords, 2 Kokol, and he could forge us a pair of chains to hook the swords together for sword chucks, I would not be disappointed.
Knowing the way our wacky is designed to bring 2 crystal swords, he's going to make a spear. Meanwhile, Judge Joe is going to give us a peek at the Baron Castle, which no one has done yet. This will be new information for us. You know that unless there's a wyvern here, this is not going to help.
Meanwhile, thank you, Scarcerer, one of our trackers for the evening, reminding us that Mylan and Friends is going to be the first boss in that Bygin spot. We did get a sneak preview. We knew it was a robe, a purple robe at some point, and we found Bygin or Mylan Z earlier, so only one option left.
Play 3 sets out of the Odin. And the King of Baron tonight is being played by Queen Ashura.
Just trading one monarch for another.
Well, I mean, considering the King of Baron is a summon himself, it seems fair to trade the two, right? Everything Sports, do you trade monarchs? Who's the GM? Let's see. Lord Cooper is giving us a look at who the Sand Ruby character is. Oh!
Oh, he's been napping this whole time. Get off your butt, Cecil. We got some killing to do.
And, you know, I think, where was that Sand Ruby from, anyways?
It's been available for a while.
They've
Dwarf
had it
Castle, yeah.
at least 30-40 minutes, probably. Oh. Judge Joe has it. I think Elterners have it, except for Fiery. Just a glass helm from the Baron Throne check.
Now, Lord Goober is putting the curse ring on his karate and just reorganizing the party so that his RA1 Cecil can go burr very, very fast.
Even on brand to be named Bury in this case. Scythe sees the guards there. Nope. Not today.
Fiery Blizzard is going ahead and going to burn the Mist Village down.
Elements in the basement, that's a reset, because they're not acquired in any sort of way. Jojo sees the water hag sitting in the Mist Cave. I'm gonna go check the waterfall now, because that's the last place in the overworld he hasn't been to. And is going to probably be shaking his fist when he realizes, yeah, this has been available since the start of the game too.
You spent all that time hunting on the moon, and it was just always right here, Joe.
All right.
That being said, we're getting very close to being almost done with this seed. Yeah.
Iris taking a gamble here is going to see if the package is exactly this wyvern. Joe has gotten through the imps and is now heading to Ordeals. I'd be a little bit cheesed to find a D-Mist and Earth Crystal up here too. Nope, there's just a Val at the Kaipo Inn. The package did not have a daily double.
Lord Goober picked up the package and immediately stopped checking chests. I think at this point, Lord Goober might be in go mode. He knows he has to destroy the cannon. He has the package, so he can do those two. He has the Luca key to be able to do Sealed Cave. He has the Darkness Crystal to be able to do White Spear. He's done Dark Imps. He doesn't know about Kinyatsa, though. I don't believe.
I don't think so. I don't think Lord Gruber's been on the moon yet.
But he knows at this point in time it's either Wyvern or Kinyatso.
Yeah, so it's
he
boss
has
check
all of
mode.
it's boss check mode, so he's just doing bosses.
I think we know up here in the booth that based on everything, don't think any key item can be hiding the Wyvern at this point. What else is left?
Well, I mean, key items. No, I don't think we've seen package. We've seen that. Yeah, we're set.
It's gotta be giant too. I think it has to be giant too.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Well rolled.
That would be so cruel if that's what it is. I think it has to be.
Esperant, hats off to you. We got our double scoop of vanilla in Dwarf Castle, which did seem to hold the key here, I think, for a little bit.
As Marshall is through the Kainazo on the moon, gets the crystal sword. Probably has multiple of them because it's a fire sale on holy swords in the seed. All for the Cecil, probably sitting there behind that Wyvern we're ever going to see on the giant. Oh, yeah, Cecil did show up. Oh well.
Yeah, and Goober in go mode says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go as fast as I can."
Yep, it's gonna go and burn the village mist.
I imagine since Edward is clearly burning the village mist with his epic song, we'll be checking this character or this boss check as well, since he's already here and has everything set up.
Yep. You know, who knew music could set things on fire? Sounds like a new super weapon.
I mean, that's just Shredward. I think it's just Shredward playing an outdoor concert at this point in time.
Yeah, usually concerts don't set the grounds on fire, though.
I mean, have you been to Coachella?
Nah, I wasn't there. That's why I'm still here to commentate this thing.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, so Judge Joe getting the hook. I think that's a bit of a rabbit hole at this point in time.
It is a rabbit hole. I don't think that Earth Crystal's not going to get him anywhere. There's a hook, which, you know, it'll get you 2 more chests. You'll get 2 more boss checks. They aren't going to help, unfortunately. And Scythe is following the same rabbit hole, unfortunately. Yeah, occasionally it's like you get a lot of nice checks. It'll lead to a few things, but it just is going to dead end. Oh, Joe didn't keep the Earth Crystal. Okay.
Meanwhile, Lord Goober in his go mode routing is just saying, "Hey, I know what I need to do. I just have to do all the checks." Fiery Blizzard is on that kind of mean Ogo, using the reflected nukes at this point in time, so he does not trigger the counter blazes.
This is a little bit nicer for Fiery. I mean, he has the food with the nuke. Judge Joe didn't when he was here earlier.
Yeah, Joe did it a little bit lower levels.
Oh, you know what? Joe never did the Eblin Castle. That's where he's going now. I don't remember if this pays off or not. I think it did, though.
I believe this was Tower Key. Yes.
Which, yeah, he does need that.
Yeah, Tower Key and Harp are both up here in this. And we know, I mean, the Tower Key doesn't necessarily lead to anything else, but certainly needed.
Yeah, because Joe doesn't have the package either, so this isn't going to be it for him, but he's probably very happy to see that Tower Key. Or annoyed, depending on your point of view.
Still hasn't found that Wyvern, of course, but at least he's like, oh right, I have some trap chests there I can do too.
Yeah, Tower Key, yeah, does lead into Legend Sword, but that is not an objective for this seed, so it'd be a nice bit of power for Yang, but it's not otherwise required. Joe is making a beeline for that tower, though. When he finds that package, I think he's going to be very pleased, because I think that's the last thing he needs.
Yeah, but he's not opening any treasure chests. Which, okay, I think
dear.
makes sense. Well, it makes sense, because he's like, okay, if this is Wyvern, I don't need to open anything else. If it's not, open chests on his way back down.
Yeah, and probably at least have to peek the boss at the top once you do finish the super cannon. Or Goober has finished the sealed cave. As Marshall's going to be going to the Giant, and we'll also find the news that, you know what, take the time for this first one.
Alright, so Fiery's out. Still waiting. Let's see. Fiery... I don't know what Fiery still needs at this point in time. I think he just defeated Ogo Pogo. I think he saw Kinyatsu a little bit early.
Okay, so Fiery just needs to check K value, but it's going in the wrong direction.
Oh, right. Has not done Kinyatsu. Okay. So that would be game for Fiery at that point in time, because he's done both of the objectives 2 and 3. He has defeated Rubicon. I think he's defeated the Dark Imps as well, so it's just a matter of getting over that K value for Fiery.
Yep, and here is a Sparkle that's kind of going to, yeah. I can be happy when he sees this and realizes it's not the right one. I don't think he saved before this, did he?
I don't think he did either.
Yeah, gets the bad news that it's the plague. And Fiery Blizzard has found Keinazo, and if he beats this will be win game for him. Looks like Scythe Marshall might be wanting to take on that CPU.
I think he's still looking for that Wyvern.
Yep, we're also looking for that Wyvern. We haven't found it yet.
Well, I think statistically we've eliminated every other spot, so we know it's going to be here.
Once again, a 34 out of 34 on a boss hunt. That's you hate to see it, right? Or maybe for the audience would love to see it. Depends, I guess.
This is a little bit of an interesting play from Scythe Marshall, especially since he hasn't actually done this Super Cannon room, I don't think, yet. Or has he?
Has the tower key. I can't imagine you have passed it up. I think he's done it.
Okay.
We do know that, let's see, I only see one button lit on his screen, so he can't win if he gets the wyvern here.
Yep, hasn't burned the Mist Village. I did that. I was like, okay, either burn or destroy Super Cannon, one of those two. Hasn't found Kenyatso or Dark Imps yet.
Lord Goober is headed off to the moon. Judge Joe is heading back down the tower and will probably head for that sealed cave, I would imagine, at this point. Don't think he's finished yet.
Oh, meanwhile, this Kenyatso fight has gotten quickly out of hand for Fiery Blizzard.
Yep, there's a loop 3 to knock down a little bit. Oh, and he's hiding in the shell. This might actually work out.
Oh, we're back to gathering the water.
Yep. There's a life spell out, but it's going to get waived. That's not going to help. And Ice 3 is unfortunately the wrong one for that being up, but...
Precasting the Lit 3, anticipating gathering the water again.
Mm-hmm. That wave, though, not a threat anymore. You have to make sure that nobody gets punched to death, which I think in the back row they'll be fine. And Kainazu is down on Fiery side. And is finished. GG.
GG to Fiery Blizzard. Does finish 4th in all the community with a time of 1:29:31. So GG's to Fiery Blizzard. The folks finishing ahead of time. Microporgs in first place at 1:09:30. Flurry at 1:16:56, and Cubs Rule at 1:26:16. So Korgs finished it with a quite fast time, but everyone else kind of settling in immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I think Judge Joe is finding the trap chest is going to lead to the package, which I think is the last thing he needs to complete his go mode. If Marshall is still dealing with these orbs. Uber is taking on the guards here in the
Meanwhile, I think we are joined by Fiery Blizzard. GG's.
GG's.
First one done on Restream. That was kind of an interesting set of flags. A weird mishmash of everything that we've been racing over the past few weeks, but it felt the same and very different all at the same time.
Yeah, realistically, that should have started with Go Find Vampires, much like a lot of seeds did in the Upland Elixir League, and it ended up pretty interesting. I ended up, finding that magma key pretty early, and then I was going underground. I'm like, wait, no XP's on. Well, time to reconsider my decisions. But no, I mean, it was a fun flag set, or at least a fun seed. Kind of felt a little bit like a slog towards the middle of it, but that is sort of my experience with the Upland Elixir League, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, so it seemed like there were a lot of holy swords in this particular flag set. I don't think you ever picked up the Cecil, so nor were you able to, I don't think, because it was behind the Sand Ruby.
Yeah, I have no idea where the Sand Ruby was, so. I mean, yeah, I got that holy sword from Sheila 1, right? And then I was like, where is Cecil? And I started trying to do character checks. I'm like, where is the Cecil? I have no idea, and obviously never found the guy for the stick.
Yeah, and there were multiple sticks. I think we've seen at least 3 crystal swords, 3 Excaliburs in the seed.
Yeah, there's certainly a number. But, yeah, you know. I also decided not to pick up that Rosa after giving it one go. I'm just like, it's not worth it. Porm is not my hero this time.
Yeah, it's nice to have 2, but as long as you have at least 1, I mean, time to go face Z, it's not so bad.
I felt a little bit behind the 8-ball when I was like, okay, Magma Keys from Flame Dog. This will be great, assuming that Earth Crystal isn't pretty much free in the overworld. And then it showed up, oh, it's at Mount Ordeals. Well, luckily some people fade that. Not sure you do that with this many boss hunts on the table, but...
we saw different decisions in that. Some went early for it, some went and saved it for much later.
And then you have the Hook giving the Foo from that. I was like, from the D-Mist. I'm like, feels bad picking it up at like 50 minutes or whatever. But yeah, no,
Go ahead.
Oh, there's the Wyvern. Ooh.
I think we pretty much already figured out that was the last possible place it could be.
Nice. Yeah, I figured there had to be something in the Giant, because I never found Baron Key, and that was sort of what was causing me issues. I was like, is it going to be a dirty double at Baron? And that's why I was like...
He was in the hairdryer chest.
Yep, it is. There it is in Spoil Log. But yeah, it's the only reason why I took that Plague fight up there, because there was no... I mean, I didn't finish the trap chest in the tower, but I was like, I'm already at the top here. Let's just go fight it. And the rat tail, I'm like, that's good enough. Or, no, it wasn't the rat tail from that. Something useless, actually.
Yeah, there was a useful package, though, at the bottom of the tower.
Yeah.
You found out your way out.
Maybe it was the rat tail at the top. Was it the Legend Sword? I don't know. I got the Legend Sword somewhere.
Legend Sword was from the cannon room.
Yeah. I was like, well, Yang's being cursed, so I have no intention of turning this in, so I'm sorry for those of you who wanted to see what was obviously going to be
it was the God Hand. One of our runners did turn it in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, nothing really stood out other than just, you get a power shirt and, power shirt for Yang early, and then it's just like, well, you can do literally a couple hundred damage. That still doesn't do much.
Especially against that DKC with no free on to start blocking that Rosa. That tripped a couple people up.
Yeah, I just figured it wasn't worth it after that. It's like, I was debating whether or not to go up Zot once I got that Earth Crystal. I'm like, I am looking for a Cecil. Of course, the harp music was interesting. I mean, the Super Mario Brothers 2.
I think it was on brand with the theme.
Yes. So was the Evil Mask, by the way. I saw the delay. I knew it was an alt gauntlet, but I had to keep looking at it just to show the restream, just in case.
We appreciate that, because we saw that at some point, went, nope, that's a quick reset.
Yes, thank you for the flag. Whoever made this flag set decided to not have Golbez and Alt Gauntlet be the 2 mandatory boss checks. Well, thank you.
My original version of this flag set actually would have had no cursed on, and also would have not necessarily forced the magma key.
Yeah, I knew the non-force magma was a thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed the flag set. And
it was very fun to commentate instead of running it from up here.
But yes, I know other people are done. So if you have any questions for me, or otherwise, I will let you get back to broadcasting.
Well, we appreciate everything, and GG's one last time, Fiery.
Thank you. Well, I guess final shout outs, right? Invitation, Guerin. Thank you for commentating, Guerin, again for actually crafting this flag set sort of mixture. Scarcer and Doubleword, I believe, are the trackers, and Escrunt for rolling the seed as always, and the restream as well. So have a good night.
Thank you. GG again.
Thank you.
So we have had Judge Joe finish in 5th and Scythe Marshall in 6th while we were talking with Fiery Blizzard. And it sounds like we have Judge Joe in with us now. GG.
Thank you. I hope I got to show people some different parts of this seed, because there was a lot of stuff that I did that might not have been needed.
Yeah, that was close to a full clear for you, wasn't it?
I had a couple other things like Zot, which I reset out of Earth Crystal, those bosses, the hook route traps, a couple more Evelyn, a couple more Soap, but for the most part I got through most of the seed.
Yeah, it turns out you faded correctly on those because there was nothing in the hook route or in Tower Zot that you needed. Unless you wanted a Fu, of course, on the hook route.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to Fu, but also, does he save me time from that walk down?
Alien the Sea, probably not, but
I'm walking down, I'm taking the trap chest, probably taking the other, checking King Evelyn, I bet. I don't know, it's tough app.
yeah, as it turns out, the Wyvern you never saw was actually behind that nasty CPU on the Giant.
Yeah. I mean, Leviathan, 5 Bluff, Helm Quake, Observe Yang, lots of life potions. You can do it. I don't think it's ever the most efficient route check, but you could do it.
It is a thing you could do.
Can we talk about the board?
Did you ever find the Cecil?
We saw you toggling
no.
over them, yeah.
I may or may not have at least 4 crystal swords and at least 3 X-Cows.
You actually had access to him pretty early on in the seed, oddly enough.
I mean, Zot for more deals would make sense.
No. Sandra.
Sandry?
Yeah, I think one of our runners did end up with on stream with the Cecil, but yeah, it was behind the sand ruby and nobody checked it early when they got it.
I liked my team. I was going to do it, then I got darkness and decided, let's just go Moon. I like these guys. And I mean, they got through the seed pretty good.
Yeah, they did. It was a little bit rough going with that Kainazo being where it was early on before they got some levels.
Yeah, the amount of levels I got from it's Kainazo was all of maybe one non-10 key item egg because of the White Spear altar. But in the end, maybe it made a slight difference. Overall, Palm's Lit 3s are good. I thought he was going to go and raise the wave again based on how much damage Yang and how much it healed, but apparently Yang was good enough to avoid the raising the wave, which meant that the Lit 3 was not the right move to try and finish Teinazo. Big mistake was I had swapped to a Fire Claw, which I never for Mylon Z and then or something, and never swapped back to the Ice Claw. So that's a lot less damage from Yang in the Kenazo fight.
Overall, how'd you feel these flags worked?
Oh, I always enjoy K-Trap. It's a great flag set. I enjoy character shenanigans a lot, but outside of the lack of that, it's a very fun flag set. So enjoyed the race.
Well, otherwise, GG's to you once again, Judge Joe, coming in, pretty respectable time on this flag set. It wasn't necessarily a kind set, but GG's either way.
Thank you. Hope everyone has a good night, and hope it was a fun watch. Thanks to everyone putting it on.
Thank you for running it. GG again. And a ding in the ear tells me it's Scythe Marshall is here. GG.
GG, thank you.
So what did you think of this particular seed?
Well, I certainly played this like I play most seeds, I guess, these days, with a minimal party instead of going out and getting all the characters. I also tended to fade ordeals. I realized, okay, there are 3 bosses there. Maybe I shouldn't have faded ordeals. As you can see, I never found the Dark Imps. Any idea where they are?
Yeah,
Darkers at the waterfall.
They're at the waterfall cave. I forgot to check the overworld boss spots. So I would have been pretty competitive with like our first couple of finishers if I had, checked the waterfall cave.
yeah, it would be interesting to see how you would have routed it different, knowing that you had one more objective already done. Yes.
I mean, well, when I was going down when I was going to the moon, I had Rubicant and then all 4 fixed objective spots ready to go or done. So if I had Dark Imps, then I'm in go mode as soon as I find Kainatsu. Which,
and you probably don't show us that CPU into the wyvern.
No, but you know what? You're welcome.
It was nice to see. I think we had figured out on the seed, it's like every other spot's been checked. It's got to be giant too.
Gotta be giant too. Well, there you go. I knew as soon as I didn't reset out of the CPU, I said, okay, I'm just playing for fun. It doesn't matter. I don't look at the race rooms, so I didn't know that I had lost by a lot. But like, I figured, I'll just do it. Maybe it'll pay out. And if it didn't, well, I slung Rydia with 400. What is it? 495k XP. Like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that'll get her levels pretty quick.
Oh yeah, and it was useful. I could cast Nuke with her in the next fight. Anyway, I guess maybe the thing I should say is that we've seen a couple of combinations of the Eblin Elixir League flags. So we've Coffee and Chocobos picked some of the more obnoxious flags to smush together, and that was pretty fun. This one, I think adding in the boss hunts was like, okay, it turns it into more of your boss hunt ZZ5 type seed, but it was fun. The party combination, I mean, I heard Edge was at Zot. And did anyone find Cecil?
Sand Ruby spot.
Sand Ruby. Ah, yes. I'm not going to go there. If I haven't done ordeals early, I'm not going to check Sand Ruby for Cecil. I figured, Rydia has Leviathan. I can make 5 mages work. It's fine.
Well, really 4.5.
Yang is a punch mage, unless you're not counting Rydia or Porum or Rosorb. Like, it's punch mage.
I'm kind of giving him a half count because it takes a while to get him online.
I mean, did you see the first fight I did with him? He did 300 damage. I was pretty okay with that. But like you're right. He's only sort of a mage. But you know what? He's a mage to me. And running 5 mages felt a lot like how all of my Eblin Elixir League seeds went. Because I was playing mages every single seed. So it was fitting to get another mage hero again.
Did you end up counting how many holy swords you ended up collecting? Because a lot of people had
4 crystal swords, 1 X-Cal. 2 X-Cals? No, it was 2 X-Cals. Is that right?
I think we counted.
There were a lot.
I think we counted like 4 crystal swords and 3 X-Cals total in the seed.
Oh,
it was
3 X-Cals.
A lot, yeah.
I missed one. Darn.
Without the edge to throw them, though, it's kind of really, what's one more for
Well,
this fight case?
Edge gets to throw the X-Cals. The crystal swords just burn a hole in your pocket. I was tempted to sell them, and then I said, you know what? It'd be funny to see how many I have at the end.
1, 2, 3, 4. We want 5.
I honestly, the part of the seed that drove me the most bonkers was doing the Sylph Cave monster box for the crystal sword, and then getting crystal sword X-Cal from Sheila. That was like, like Wyvern at CPU, okay, Wyvern at CPU after CPU at elements, okay, whatever, that's funny. Gauntlet at the Masa altar that you didn't have to do, funny. The three holy swords in 4 item checks was the chef's kiss of this seed. Anyway, I think I don't know. I don't have much else to say. This was it was fun. It was good to. I think it's good to get back into the community races and clubs and stuff. Even though really this was like sort of an EEL mashup seed. It was still fun. It felt different. So I hope everyone enjoys some of the different flags we're gonna see on Restream and that will play in the clubs. I guess. What's the term for like where you're blatantly telling people about your own thing?
It's a plug.
It's plug.
Go ahead.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I run the Bad Ideas Club this term. So come join in if you want to play seeds that are objectively bad ideas with capitals. It'll be a good time. I think the first seed didn't have enough bad ideas, but we'll find out.
There are never too many bad ideas in free enterprise. I mean,
I think I'm gonna disagree with you. I've played some really bad ideas.
And if he hasn't reached the max yet, he's probably gonna try and find it in this season.
Oh no. Well, we'll see. I got some kind of junk flag sets planned. The idea is that okay, they're kind of awful, but they're also not kata seeds, so they should be at least funny, if not completable. Anyway, I should probably get going. Before I go, let me shout out the Restream crew. Says the person who has to scroll down and figure out who was doing things. I think it was Vitasia and Garen on comms. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you to you for your lovely voices. I hope you had fun watching us flounder around and do really ill-advised things like fight CPU at elements. Escrant was restreaming. Thank you so much. You always do a great job. And shout outs to Dubward and Scarcer for tracking a K-trap seed. I've done that. It's not fun. So it can be fun, but it's definitely a challenge. So good work, both of you.
All right. Well, GG again, and have a good rest of the evening.
Yeah. Take care, folks.
And
Evening.
to round things out, Lord Goober finishing up. GG's.
Oh, oh, that early part of that seed, yeesh. Lack of power, just bouncing off of Dark Knight Cecil twice trying to get that Rosa. Very frustrating. Trying to think, where else did I go wrong on this one? Bouncing off of that dwarf the first time. Mismarking on my tracker which moon altar it was. That's why I went to the Mura altar first.
Ah, we were like,
I wondered why you were taking the
story
cards.
here.
I mismarked my tracker, and it's like, wait a minute, where's my objective? Oh no. Now, here's a question. Was I the first to find the magma key on stream? Because
You're testing memory that's long since gone.
Okay. Because I thought I was being cheeky there when I had Twin Harp and Ordeals left, in addition to checking the Flame Dog.
We're being told that you were the last on the stream to find it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, a couple of people did pet the flame dog very early on and found it before they did a lot of the overworld.
Okay, so that I can understand that. And we started with an ice claw. It was an easy check to do. But trying
And
to
it's
think.
off in the potion party. Yeah, it was where it was.
Yep. I thought I remembered the flags, and I didn't. And you could see those mistakes. I am trying to throw the mute bell on those guards. I'm just trying to think what else I could have done to run things a little bit better. Other than run things better.
Well, I think
honestly,
going back and watching this one through, because everyone went a different path almost immediately. So it was really interesting to see. After the first 10 minutes, it was just scattered.
Okay. I'll probably pitch the vibe when it goes up on YouTube then.
Yeah, but you were pretty much right behind second, third place people on the stream. I mean, it was, I think, fairly close after Fire Blizzard finished it off.
Did anybody find Wyvern?
Yes. Want to guess where?
I'm guessing Hook 1.
Giant 2.
Okay, I was never going there.
And it was
That
behind a
would've been a
CPU, a
lot
Giant 1.
Well, it
Yeah,
wasn't the Elk Gauntlet because that was our best friend.
I was regretting not making that required when I saw where it was. Whoops.
Let's see. What was left that was nasty? Maybe CPU or Val?
CPU was a Giant 1. So to get Wyvern, you had to go through that CPU at that nasty spot. One of our runners did.
Okay. Well,
And
I think
meanwhile,
that's.
go ahead.
I think that's roughly all I got on this one. I was held out for that Cecil as long as, which actually ended up working in the end. I'm just glad I never
on
went
stream to get him.
What? I was the only one to pick him up?
On stream, I think you were.
What was at top of lower Babel anyway? I didn't go all the way up.
I want to say it was Mylon Z at the top of tower.
No, Mylon Z was somewhere else. I beat up on Mylon Z. He's on my tracker.
Okay. Plague, there
Must
we
have
go.
been Mylon and Friends then.
No, Mylon and Friends was at the Baron Castle at the start.
Oh.
It was Plague, and I don't think it had anything all that useful at the top either.
Yeah, the only key item that I was missing that was gating something was the Baron key. Did anybody actually forge? Because by the time I got it, it was a waste of time.
Yeah, someone did. It was the God Hand.
Okay. didn't really help because my Yang was in cursed mode probably from just after dwarf. No, it was after the warrior chest when I realized before I went into the dwarf that checked and it's like, oh no, 15 agility. Damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately, what works well in Final Fantasy IV Advanced does not work so well here.
Okay, well, I am going to let you guys go because I do have to work in the morning and I get up early, so I will.
Thank you for joining us for the first race after the Spring League.
Yep, and this was definitely a dumpster fire.
You're welcome on behalf of myself and Espront.
Good evening.
Have a good night, GG.
Of course, that's going to do it for our first community race of this season. A big shout out to everyone behind the scenes, S-Grunt for rolling this fantastic seed and for the restream, for both Dubword and Scarcerer for tracking, and of course my co-commentator Garen. Always a pleasure working with you, man.
Yeah, same here. It was very fun, and hope we do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Just a reminder to everyone that club season in Free Enterprise is getting ready to start. If you haven't already, join us over on the Discord. This is for all of you folks who have been out there, just coming around from our previous tournament and I'd like to give that a shot. Club season is where it's at. You get to try all different sorts of seeds, some with themes, bunch of different flag sets. We even have a Pink Puff League out there specifically for newbies who want to get into it. So you guys should join us over on Discord for that. In the meantime, we're going to send everyone over tonight to Stupid Sexy Flanders, who's running a couple of asyncs. One of which is going to be the Edwards Sunday Shop Club zero flag set, week zero race, I guess we should say. So
yeah, this is the soft opening. It's not an official race, I think, of the club yet.
Nope. There's a few clubs out there doing that one, but from all of us here at the Free Enterprise community, have a good night, and we'll see you at the next race.